Hey, hello, good day, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. This is Odessa Thornhill, Doctorate of Natural Medicine and Womb Wellness Coach. I am so happy to be here with you again today. In this episode, I want to speak with you about a unique three-phase cleanse you should learn if you work in womb wellness and feminine health. And you should learn this even if you don't work in womb wellness and feminine health and you are a womb carrier, you are a woman who is suffering with hormonal health. So, after suffering with chronic pain for nearly 2 decades, from about the age of 7 into my mid 20s, and then experiencing very severe pain again following the birth of my children, pelvic pain, I was not just inspired to create this framework of healing, but I was compelled. When I was testing out all of the things that I learned, I noticed that I was getting more results on myself when I began combining my therapies together. I also noticed that many other women had similar or more complicated problems with no knowledge of how they can help themselves, so they felt helpless. What I have noticed women really need are solutions that are non invasive. Why the medical field jumps to hysterectomies is beyond me. Anytime there's an issue, anytime there's a problem, we're going directly to birth control. And the other opposite extreme is surgery to remove wombs. There are more than 600,000 surgeries that are performed on women to remove their wombs every year. 600,000 hysterectomies every year. Okay. What women really need are solutions that are non invasive. Okay. Everyone is approaching feminine health from a strictly medical and scientific approach. Nobody is going deeply into vaginal hydration, understanding vaginal steaming and the science behind the yoni steaming, or hands on self care, getting women to understand the contours of their body, the functions of their body, what makes their body function optimally, and how they themselves can manually enhance its functioning. They'll teach the science part, but not the physical body part, not getting into that piece where we can understand therapeutically how to support ourselves. Most don't have the experience or the natural or intuitive healing practices to instill this work as well. And so, knowing this, I created the three-phase program. You see, this work is very, very cyclical. As you repeat the process, you're refining your experience, your levels of wellness, your own understanding, right? It was important for me to create a safe space for my clients to feel like they can be vulnerable and open up to these layers of healing because you're not going to get this when you go to have conversations with your primary caregivers. What I've noticed most of the time is the women who I'm having conversations with are telling me that they don't feel as though their doctors are listening to them. They don't feel as though their doctors are being thorough enough. Oftentimes, I'm hearing that clients have been with doctors and fertility clinics and all of the works for how many months or how many years to come and find out that the doctor has not been doing the proper protocol and nothing, and now nothing can be done, or they figure out that the situation is more severe than it was, and so a lot of people are feeling as though they're not being heard, they're not getting the thorough kind of experience that they need. And so, and it's for this reason that I found that it was important for me to create that safe space because women were feeling as though they were not having a safe space to go to. And so within my three-phase protocol, we have three core components that we work with, and then we have a framework structure that supports that. And so I want to walk through these three core components. And so the first phase that we walk through in the womb cleanse is called the MAP process, the multidimensional awareness and assessment protocol. And so this is where you get an understanding of what you're experiencing, right? So, like what's going on with your health, like we get an overall or an overall an overhaul on your health. What's happening? What's been going on? We want to get clear on your symptoms, right? When are you having them? What are they having? What are you having? What do they look like? You know what I mean? When, what time of the day? What is the frequency? You know what I mean? How are they showing up? These are really important. Oftentimes, it's like, you have a little itch and people will just brush it off as something that's unimportant. But all of these symptoms, all of these signals is wisdom that the body is using to give you the clues to what it is your body is experiencing. And what happens is that you begin to develop a deeper level of awareness to what's going on in your body. And you're able to start piecing together the pastiche and the contour of your own health, your own wellness, your own, you know what I mean, chart, your own graph, your own map, MAAP, to who it is that you are, your own multidimensional awareness and assessment protocol that you get to understand. And so this is the first part. Because if you don't know what it is that you're going through, if you can't see, what's happening on your physical layer and how your emotional layer is tied into that. What are you experiencing emotionally that's contributing? What are the ways of thinking that are supported by your emotional beliefs that are perpetuating the actions that you've been maintaining that are keeping you stuck in the chronic loop of unhealthiness or unwellness that you've been in? It's all connected. So when we can slow this down, when we can break it apart and begin to see the separate pieces as they are synthesized together, as they are mixed up in the fabric and the texture of who you are, as you are approaching the problem, you can understand the qualities that you're working through, right? So that you can be way more effective at replacing these patterns as you're healing through them. Okay. Now, the second phase of the womb cleanse protocol, I like to call the feminine flow. And this is where you get familiar with your menstrual cycle. You would be surprised at the amount of women who are completely unaware, oblivious to what's happening in their monthly cycles. Many women are only concentrated on not getting pregnant. So, when am I ovulating? And to confirm that I'm not ovulating, my day one is my other marker. And that's usually how women are functioning. There are so many who are unaware of the four phases of what to do, of how they function, of the best practices, of how to leverage them, how to harness them, what not to do. And so this really increases that level of awareness, but also develops some compassion, for yourself, for, when you need time, downtime, when you need time to do whatever it is that has to get done, when you have lots of work, when you know what I mean? Like it really helps you to plan ahead. It helps you to create a rhythm that you can really feel in tune with. And a lot of women, after walking through the feminine flow, have told me after that, like their boundaries are no longer a conversation. You know what I mean? This is what I'm hearing with women who walk through the feminine flow phase. They're saying that after this, once they realize the importance and once they experience the feminine flow, they do not want to compromise their me time at all, and so it's about creating life around your cycle and not getting your cycle to fit your life. And so this develops that compassion, awareness, and a certain level of body autonomy. But we definitely delve deeper into the body autonomy when we get into the BOM method, the BOM method, the breast and ovary massage method. And so this process here is about helping you to develop trust and intimacy with your body. If you are not feeling safe within your body, then you do not have the full environment that's going to give you the thriving, energy to grow out of where it is that you are right now. Right? You need that energy. You need that motivating, thriving energy to help you grow out of where you are right now. And if you don't maintain, or if you cannot maintain, if you cannot achieve, if you're unfamiliar with and you've never had a sense of safety and security within your own body, then this is the time to start now. And so by understanding how to use self-care through therapeutic touch, therapeutic mindfulness, therapeutic breathing, therapeutic movement, you're able to nourish and nurture your body from a multi layered perspective that helps to create that level of safety as well as affirm your own sense of confidence in yourself and your own body autonomy in yourself, and beget to you become that advocate for yourself, because you're understanding what it is to feel nourished and rested, to feel safe and secure, to feel rejuvenated. And these are the results that I've been hearing from the participants in the program and from past clients when we walk through this process. And so it develops that level of intimacy and trust in your body. And like it's about understanding that self-care, that massage time, that self-care time is really about cultivating that wellness journey, right? It's about like that means that will get you to the end. Yes, the end goal is where you want to be, into that place of not experiencing the pain, not experiencing the debilitating issues that you're going through, like reducing the clots, stopping the pain medication, you know what I mean? Like getting your cycles to be regular. But it's the process of getting there. And it's the process of learning how to s- recognize the sacredness and the sanctity of your body, the profaneness that lives in communion with the honoring and the sacredness of your body, right? It's about getting you to recognize that and move into life from that place. It's also about getting you to feel confident about what it is that you're expressing as you're talking about what's happening in your body, because you are the person who is experiencing it. And when you go to have these conversations with the people around you, and you are confident in what it is that you're going through, they are going to follow suit, right? If you're having conversations with people and you can't, clarify what it is that you're going through, or you don't know, or you don't know what you're allowed to have access to, then you fall under the category of I was never able to articulate what it was that I needed to my doctor. My doctor didn't listen to me. They brushed me off. I think I should have said. And so I want to be able to avoid this, So these are the three core pieces of the framework. We have another three phases that support this framework, but this is the core pieces. I'm long past the testing phase in this, and I've found that the approach has helped women to lose weight. I've had women, drop on the pain scale from 9 on 10 right down to 1 on 10. I've had women establish regular cycles from irregular cycles. We have seen successful pregnancies. I have seen women strut with higher confidence and high self esteem. I have seen women thrive as they have been able to develop more trust in themselves and their body. I've seen women begin speaking up for themselves at their jobs, in their relationships, in challenging and trying times. I've seen better conversations with doctors where, more of a collaborative effort is being made as opposed to being told what you have and what you're going to do. And so, I mean, if any or all of the above results are things that you strongly desire, then I encourage you to submit your application to the self-care and feminine healing training by clicking on the link in my bio. We start January 9th, 2022. And so I would love to have you join us. I'm looking forward to reading your application and accepting you into the program. Take care.